In a small village just outside Chittagong, Bangladesh, a young woman sat on the dirt floor of her hut, weaving bamboo stools with aching hands. Her name was Sufia. She borrowed money every week from a local lender at exorbitant interest rates, just to buy raw bamboo. No matter how hard she worked, she stayed trapped in poverty. One day, a man arrived in the village, wearing a gentle smile and a white panjabi. He spoke to the villagers, listened to their stories, and wrote down numbers in a small notebook. He was Professor Muhammad Yunus, an economics teacher at Chittagong University. He had grown tired of teaching theories in a classroom while people outside starved. The poverty around him felt personal, like a wound he couldn't ignore. When he heard Sufia's story, he was stunned. She needed only 27 taka, about $1, to buy her own bamboo and free herself from the loan sharks. He reached into his pocket and lent her the money, not as charity but as a loan. She paid it back. So did the others he helped. That moment lit a fire in Professor Yunus. Why couldn't the poor, who were hardworking, honest, and entrepreneurial, get access to the financial tools they needed to grow? That question led to the founding of Grameen Bank, a bank unlike any other. It gave tiny loans with no collateral, mostly to women, empowering them to run businesses, support their families, and change their futures. Critics laughed, banks scoffed, but the idea worked. From villages in Bangladesh to cities around the world, microfinance began to spread like wildfire. Millions lifted themselves out of poverty, not through handouts, but with dignity and purpose. In 2006, the world recognized what Professor Yunus had built. He received the Nobel Peace Prize, not just for fighting poverty, but for proving that a small loan can be a weapon of hope. This is the story of the banker to the poor. In the early 1970s, Professor Muhammad Yunus was an economics teacher at Chittagong University in Bangladesh. Despite being an academic, he was deeply disturbed by the poverty all around him. He saw poor people living in extreme conditions, struggling to make ends meet, and he wondered if there was anything he could do to help them. One day, he met a poor woman named Sufia, who borrowed money at a high interest rate of 12% per month. Just so that she could buy bamboo to make her craft, she needed only 27 taka, about $1. But because of the high interest, she had to borrow from a moneylender. Yunus was inspired to do something to help people like Sufia, so he started by giving small loans out of his own pocket to poor villagers. They used the money to start small businesses and pay back the loans. This showed Yunus that the poor were creditworthy, which meant they could be good investments. With this belief, he went to the government and asked for permission to start a bank that would lend small amounts of money to poor people. They agreed, and in 1983, Yunus founded Grameen Bank, which means village bank. Grameen Bank became a microfinance institution that gave small loans without collateral or paperwork, mostly to women, so that they could generate income and support their families. The idea was a success, and soon other banks started to copy it. Yunus and his bank became famous, and in 2006, they were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. The prize recognized how Yunus's innovative approach to banking had helped millions of people, especially women, lift themselves out of poverty through self-employment and entrepreneurship. Yunus showed the world that social business could be a powerful tool for peace and development. His model inspired millions of people to start microfinance initiatives all over the world. And that is how Professor Muhammad Yunus became known as the banker to the poor. If you want to hear more stories like this one, stay tuned.